watching. Today we have a guest, Danielle. Isn't she lovely? Okay, so first, about the song. Quite clever, but seriously man, Elton John, come on. I mean, he had some good songs, I'm Still Standing, Rocket Man, but Tiny Dancer? Nah. Alright, on to Ross. You, sir, are the poster child for Ross. Remember this. And defined and chiseled, you're kind of right. They're relative to a person's size, though. Like, their face shape and how big they are. And how muscled they are. You're mildly defined, like with your cheeks, but your nose isn't defined. So I don't really know if you're chiseled. So, but this brings me to a challenge. You have 2 weeks to develop a decent, at least 4-pack. Moving on, I'd kill you! Coheed and Cambria is the best. They're awesome. Granted, Claudio's voice can be kind of aggravating after a while because it's almost kind of whiny. So I can see what you're saying, but still, they're so good. And listen, like, do you listen to much Apocalyptica? You really should. Sorry, that was kind of out there, but yeah. And you saying my music is weird, but since it is weird bad, and you can't talk, man, you are like an ABBA freak. And if ABBA isn't weird, then there's just no end. For penguins versus polar bears, whatever, I give.
Okay, I said penguins because seriously, they're just cuter as cartoons. And seriously, when have you seen a cute polar bear? Tell me this, okay? And Club Penguin. There's lots of little cartoony penguins walking around, but is there a Club Polar Bear? No, there's not. So that just makes them better.
For reference, Club Penguin is like a weird little online US kids site. Yeah. Okay. Who does Amanda support? Let's talk candidates. First, McCain, I agree with you, and he's the controversial word that's been going around, warmonger, but he's a bit of a hypocrite with it, really, because he supports it, and then he doesn't, but he wants to go to war, or he wants to stay there, then he's saying he's vehemently against war. I don't know. I'm not crazy about McCain. I definitely would not vote for him. Hillary. Let's see. She looks like a squirrel, first off, and then she's so polarizing. I'm not crazy about her. And Obama. If I had to vote for a candidate, because I'm not crazy about any of them this election year, it would be Obama. Because, yes, his resume is a bit shaky, but his ability to relate to people through his speeches and stuff, it gives him, he could really easily get us some hegemony and soft power, which the U.S. needs after all the damage Bush has done. And so if we had to choose a candidate, it would be him. It's going to be interesting to see how the 2008 election plays out, though. Okay, so teenage marketing. I find it kind of funny because stores like Abercrombie & Fitch, they're using models who are wearing as few clothes as possible to sell clothes. I don't know, it's all sex appeal. And these stores, they don't really help the American culture image because it makes us all look a bit like whores. I'm really a bit of a hypocritical capitalist because I'm not crazy about the whole idea of capitalism because it ends up helping the rich more than it helps the poor, obviously. But I am a bit of a hypocritical capitalist because I shop at these stores sometimes, but yet I rant against them, so I'm really not the best one to talk. Their clothes, I've noticed, they're not very well made. It's quantity over quality, and you're paying more money for less actual cloth. So, yes. Moving on to your affirmative action, in all honesty, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to your race. Because yes, I recognize people's races, like I can be like, oh, he's Latino, he's Asian, etc. But if you can have a good conversation with me, then whatever, we're cool. And honestly, I like the idea of class affirmative action rather than race because it's more unifying to people rather than saying, you're pointing people out, you're like, oh, well, all the black kids and all the Asian kids, they should have this going for them. And it pulls people apart rather than giving them together. And at this point in the country, we really need more unity because war and all the weird issues we've got just ripping us apart. Go Britain. I love Britain. I love Europe. I just want to get out of this place. Sorry, moving on. Okay. So, I want to talk about British bloggers. We've all got these guys. Like, we know who they are. Naramon, Charlie, Blade 367, Johnny Durham, Ben Loca. What makes them so excellent is it the hair, the accent, the randomness, Charlie randomness, yes. The fact that they live in Britain or UK, wherever it is, yeah. What is it? Discuss this. And next, MySpace pictures. People are blatantly whoring themselves out here. And it's just like...
When you wake up, come on over, I'll make you over. I wanna do your make.
So there's our little example of it. Why can't people just take pictures with their friends when it's more natural? I don't know, they're trying too hard. The general public is. On to cartoons. I'm a fan of older cartoons because they're classier, first off. It's not all, like, sex appeal, violence, all that jazz. And we have some good ones that are relatively recent, like the Batman and the Justice League. Even then, those are pretty old, though. So, as a rule, the old cartoons win because you have these horrible shows, like the Pokemon and the Yu-Gi-Oh!
Dragon Ball Z.
What
What is this?
I mean, like, if I had to choose, Pokemon is actually pretty cool, but the show was just, nah.
It's retarded.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't honestly watch a whole lot of cartoons because I don't watch a lot of TV. I like the old comics, though, especially the wordless ones. They've got a pretty good one out now called Leo. Here is a new challenge for you.
Alright, Cody, this is special from my very own heart. And I have permission from her to do this. For the next show, you must wear your hair like Nick Jonas.
As close as you can get it. You can borrow a curler from me if you have to. You must do this, or there
You
will
must
be
do it,
punishments.
or I will beat you down.
On that note, goodbye.